Hi, welcome to Wednesdays with Winnie. I'm Winnie Dunn, Distinguished Professor of Occupational Therapy at the University of Missouri. We call our school Mizzou. The faculty at Mizzou are doing really interesting research, and you can learn about that work in presentations and publications. Wednesdays with Winnie are designed to highlight evidence-based teaching tips that Mizzou faculty have found to be great options for professional education. They'll be quick. You can watch while taking a coffee break, and then you can discuss with a peer how you will move away from lectures and into engaged learning. Today, we're going to talk about distributed practice. Distributed practice, which is also called spaced learning, is a method of spreading learning across time. Evidence shows that people have better retention of material when they practice in several short sessions rather than when they use the same amount of time to cram for a test. One study showed better outcome test performance among students who studied with a 4-day space compared to students who studied in one block of time. Researchers hypothesized that practice across several sessions creates more retrieval cues and makes the learning more resilient. I know we have been suggesting that students study regularly for a long time. Telling them to study across time apparently is not an effective method to get them to do it. So how can we convince them to follow this bit of evidence? I can think of several strategies that might make this bit of evidence stickier. First, we could present this evidence and then say, let's do a study in our class. Who would like to volunteer for the cramming group? Who would like to volunteer for the distributed practice group? By making cramming group undesirable, the message about distributed practice might stick better. Another idea is we could create a pragmatic class activity which asks students to make a study plan for a particular topic. We might say, since the evidence is clear that studying across time leads to better outcomes, I want you to select at least 2 time blocks for studying this content that are at least 4 days apart, and then enter them into your calendar right now. A third idea involves your course session planning. Select key messages you want the students to retain from your course. Let's say you're teaching about arthritis and you want students to appreciate the impact of arthritis in one's life. Perhaps the first week of the course, you ask students to find some sources about the characteristics of arthritis and have small groups integrate their discoveries in preparation for a class discussion. During week 4, students might make a list of how arthritis might affect ADLs and IADLs within a discussion board. Armed with everyone's insights, you give students in their working groups different scenarios, such as an 8-year-old at school, a 40-year-old office worker, or a 73-year-old who wants to continue dancing. You ask them to come up with at least 5 ways to make adaptations to their core life activity to keep them successful and satisfying. By creating a series of activities across time, you take advantage of the distributed practice evidence within your course design. So what other ideas do you have about making distributed practice sticky? In which class are you going to implement distributed practice ideas? Who will you tell about this strategy? See you next time. You can find more resources at our website.